Hi guys, so we're going to do another couple of dehydrated recipes, and I have an upcoming trip this spring and trying to get a variety of different foods, and I want to try a few different things. And whenever I try a new recipe out, then it's always good to test it before you take it out into the field. So we're going to do that. Basically we're going to make a chili, which is pretty standard fare to me, and then the second recipe is going to be shepherd's pie. And the shepherd's pie is derived loosely from an online recipe. I'm going to show a shot of the website, and then I always do some modifications just based on the ingredients that I have, or to try and just tweak things to my sort of preferences in cooking. So once the ingredients are compiled, it's just a simple matter of mixing them together in a casserole dish, putting them in an oven, preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 25 minutes. This just gives you an idea of the consistency when I just added those materials together, mixed them up, and then I'm sure that when the frozen vegetables and the liquid draws out of those, it's going to be a little bit more saucy after this is cooked. Okay, shepherd's pie mix is done in the oven, and nice consistency. It's a little bit saucy, but not overly saucy, just wet enough, and that little bit of ketchup. I ended up adding a little bit of tomato sauce just to increase the moisture content slightly, but it looks pretty good, and we're ready to put this on the dehydrator trays. So while we're waiting for things to cook, for my dehydrator trays, with the wet material and the small stuff, you want to use this little insert. This is a fruit roll-up insert, but I don't like buying these; they're expensive. So you could just make them. So parchment paper works great. Just use the one that came with your machine as your template. Trace it out, cut it out, repeat 5 times, and you have all your trays for fruit rolls. For preparing in the field, the shepherd's pie is a 2-step process. We need to rehydrate the mixture of meat, corn, green beans, and peas separately, and also cook up the mashed potatoes. The brand that I collected of mashed potatoes necessitates milk, so we're going to use powdered milk as a substitute in our packing. And essentially all I did was figure out the proportions based on the cooking instructions. So that package makes 3 cups of potatoes, and I want 2 cups of potatoes for 2 portions that will be cooked together, because I'll be cooking these meals with my wife. So what that amounts to is 1 1/3 cup of the dry potato mixture, 1/3 cup of milk, and that will be added to 1 2/3 cup of boiling water and cooked at the campsite. And I'm going to pre-package these materials separately in their own sandwich bag, and then when I bag up the mixed meat material, I'll add this sandwich bag into that package, so everything will be in one meal package together. So there we go. That package is going to go inside the medium or the large sandwich bag or Ziploc bag used for the meat. And yes, I did pull a Dan Quayle and misspell potato. Okay, we have the dried product now, and this is the shepherd's pie mix, and the two in the back are the chili, and those are in 2 portion sizes, so 4 cups of wet material for the 2 of us, and that will make both of us a full meal. So we have everything packaged up here. This is actually 10 meals worth of camping food.
Papa, good money. Yayo, good money. Uncle, good money. All stars, good money.
Okay, we're almost at a boil at this point. And just starting to boil. We're going to throw our shepherd's pie sauce in there. And we're going to have to simmer that for a little bit. Stir that up. Let that come to a nice rolling boil. Just coming to a boil. We're going to let that simmer for a bit. I'm going to let that twig stove drop down and heat a little bit too. So that's the meat part done. And because it's a 2-step process, I got to wait for my water to boil again for the potatoes. So our water is now at a roiling boil. I'm not going to cook all these potatoes because I'm not quite that hungry. Add this in. Grated mayonnaise. Get something that is mashed potato like. Maybe I will add it all. Top of my meat. So we've got our shepherd's pie, potatoes on top, nice and fluffy, nor warm. And then we've got our shepherd's pie mix. It's still warm. These garlic potatoes are really garlicky. But it works pretty well. So a couple of things. This is a 2-pot meal. So I only had my cooked pot and my 1 bowl, and it would be useful if you're going to do more 2-pot meals to bring along a second pot, and basically just use one pot to boil water, one pot for the potatoes in reserve, and then cook basically your meat in the other one. But even in a staged process, it takes a little bit longer, but it worked out fine. Veggies rehydrated really nice. Green beans really nice.
Papa, good morning. Yayo, good morning. Uncle, good morning. Kobina, good morning.